stopping to check out BDCalc, I'll take you through the program really quick and show you what it can do for you. First of all, there's a little bit of information that it needs from you, your name, something about the equipment you use, the size of the containers and so forth, and then your cost for your materials. We've included a simple cost conversion calculator so that you can break the cost down by grams. If we bought 50 pounds of lye and we paid $69 for it, that'll break it down into grams, and we can make that the cost of our NaOH, for example. And then also you can place in some overhead costs for electrical or water, and then any fuel costs for transportation and collection of vegetable oil. It'll gather, you can enter and set up suppliers, information about the suppliers where you collect your vegetable oil, what type of equipment you have at the collection site, and about how much you get every time you collect. You can select your collection rotation, and it'll provide you an on-screen summary of to date what you've collected from that vendor and your yields and your average titration. Once that little bit of information is in, you can actually create a batch. The program will do absolutely all of the math for you. We'll start from scratch. We'll enter a unique batch number. We'll enter what feedstock we used. We'll enter what supplier we got the oil from and what date. We'll enter the actual batch size, how much vegetable oil. We like to do 30-gallon batches. And if you paid for the oil, you can enter that cost here, and it'll be included in your cost per gallon. How many days we let the oil sit, and the visual quality of the oil, the viscosity, any pre-processing notes that you've done. I like to pre-filter my oil to help preserve the heating element. Your titration results, what alcohol you're going to use and what percentage of that alcohol, 20 to 25, we like 22. What lye we're going to use NaOH. It suggests that NaOH comes at 100% purity. If you were to choose KOH, it suggests that it comes in 90, which it normally does. The program adjusts for that purity if it's below 100. What base you're going to use, we're going to use a base of 5. And any results from your test batch that you may have done, and any results from the wash on the test batch. Next is container tare weight. This is the container that you use to measure out the lye on a beam scale. You enter that in. I know mine are 31.7. The program will use that to compute your actual scale setting. If you have an electronic scale, you can zero this out on your container tare weight, and you won't need to enter that here. Once we've entered all that data, we can get a look at our batch. We can preview it. You can see all the data we entered. It shows up here. And then the actual recipe. We're going to do this over a multiple carboy. 5 gallons of methanol in the first carboy with this much catalyst. We have a scale setting based on our container weight of 633.92. Second carboy, 1.6 gallons of methanol, and mix in that much lye. That's simple. For single container, that's located here on the same recipe, 6.6 gallons with 794.93 grams of lye, or a scale setting of 826.63. You absolutely have to do no math whatsoever. The program does it all. You can print out this recipe, take it out to the shop, you'll be good to go. Once your recipe is completed, you come back to actually close this batch out. We had a result of 28 gallons and instantly computes a 93% yield and a 90 cent a gallon cost. If you use Magnesol to dry your batch, you can enter that the amount of grams used here, and it will calculate that in your cost per gallon. In addition, we've created some other resources for you, links for discussion forums, articles about biodiesel, the production steps, some how-tos, titrations, biodiesel dryer. This is a proprietary design. You can use this to dry your biodiesel after you've washed it. It'll dry 30 gallons in about 45 minutes. It'll also double as a fueling station with a auxiliary output and an auxiliary input. Drop that in a storage barrel. It'll cold filter to 10 microns, and you can pump it directly into your vehicle. We've included some photos of an actual converter with some zoom-in detail of the piping. We've included a collection of reports. We've also included running statistics. Based on all the completed batches you have on file, it'll tell you how much biodiesel you've created to date, your average yield, average cost per gallon, total amounts of VO that you've converted, how many completed batches, how many batches that are open, and how many batches you have on file. So there you go in a nutshell. Check us out, www.bdcalc.com. Thank you.